Jay Williams is here as the Lakers were looking to take a 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals last night. LeBron looking for essentially the closeout, but Jimmy Butler had other ideas and he got it going early, Jay.
The Heat's hands were so active defensively, they forced 19 turnovers for the Lakers.
Here's more. Jimmy Butler. He needed to attack the basket on this night, and he would not be denied.
He has such a smooth game. He's always poised, under control, and can use that fadeaway shot. Look at him bonking at LeBron. He walks back towards LeBron. LeBron doesn't want that smoke.
Fourth quarter, 11 minutes to go. The Lakers are down 5, but LeBron James says this one's not over. He had 25.
It just felt for as poorly as the Lakers have played the entire game, they were still in the game down the stretch to win. What a great pass.
Markieff Morris had 19 off the bench. That tied the game at 89. So the Heat need an unusual hero. And last night it was Kelly Olynyk.
Oh, Kelly Olynyk outperformed Anthony Davis 17-7 in the ballgame.
He had 17 points. He had 3 threes. And then it's Butler backing down KCP. Jimmy Butler, 40 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds.
Able to go by him. We call that mouse in the house, Greeny.
He just wasn't going to be stopped. And look, he's talking trash. You're in trouble. They're in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. And for the finishing touches, we go to the hero. Tyler Hero takes it the distance. 17 points for Tyler Hero. Look at the face. Give me the face. That's Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler, the third player in history with a 40-point triple-double in the finals, joining LeBron and Jerry West. The Heat are alive. Coach, let's talk.
How else do you say it other than, Jimmy F. and Butler? It's really hard to analyze or describe Jimmy until you actually feel him between the 4 lines. He is a supreme elite competitor, and we needed it.
They needed it badly, and Tim Legler is with us as well as Jay Willen. So, Legs, let me come to you. What did you see from Jimmy Butler last night as he almost single-handedly turned this into a series?
Well, he obviously had a different mindset as a scorer, and I think that's the tone that needed to be set. When you're missing your other 2 top playmakers in Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, he can't just be unselfish and be a guy that's going to be passive and try to make plays for people, particularly in the first half. He has to win his matchups that he gets, and he is the one guy they have right now offensively, Greeny, that can go get a shot wherever he wants. He can get to the rim, he can take a 3, he can get to a mid-range, he can play in the post, and he can win those one-on-one battles to create offense for his team. That was the difference to me. I saw too many times in the first 2 games where he'd put it down, he'd get into the lane, you're expecting him to take off and get a shot attempt at the rim or get fouled, and he would immediately start looking around with his head on a swivel trying to find somebody on the perimeter. Look, I'm all about unselfishness, but he needed to be a dominant scorer. When I went on the 6 o'clock Sports Center last night, they said, what can the Heat do to make it a series? I said, Jimmy Butler has to get 35 points. He did better than that. He got 40, and that's the number you're going to be talking about. But for me, the 2 biggest numbers on the stat sheet, 20 field goal attempts, 14 free throw attempts. That tells you all you need to know about Jimmy Butler's night.
Jay Will, I will admit that when I saw yesterday the news that Adebayo was not playing, in my mind, the series is over. Are the Heat now back in it?
Yes. And if you're giving superhero analogies, if AD and LeBron James are Superman and Thor, then that makes a guy like Jimmy Butler, he's Batman. He was molded by the darkness, okay? He's doing things that are gritty, and there's a trickle-down effect to his team. The way they defended Anthony Davis, they were blitzing him all the time, forcing him to be a decision-maker, the scrappy hands, raking down on the ball. Every time LeBron James went into the paint, people were raking down on the basketball, forcing him to kick it out. I said before, I didn't think the Lakers could sustain this 3-point shooting. Did I expect Jimmy Butler to come out with one of the best performances we've ever seen in NBA Finals? No, I didn't expect. I thought the series would be over Tuesday night, but now we have a dogfight.
So, Timmy Legs, as you look at the numbers, the Heat didn't score a lot more points than they usually do. The difference was that they didn't give up 130 points last night. What was different on that end of the floor?
Well, when you take a look at what I'll call the balance sheet for the LA Lakers, right, and you look at their ratio of field goals and how many of those were threes, I had to keep repeating to the researcher this morning because I couldn't understand what he was saying, because I knew I was watching something that didn't fit their style. They took a lot of threes. They have never, ever, as a franchise, taken more 3-pointers than 2-pointers in a game until last night. When you see a stat sheet with 42 threes and 79 field goal attempts, that is not playing to your strengths. And they were also 1 for 9 on threes in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. So they actually settled, and They helped Miami guard them easier. Give Miami credit because they had a lot of bodies in the lane, Greeny, but I just thought too many guys were willing to take those quick threes. That's not playing to their strengths. They've got to beat this team up in the paint and on the glass and getting to the foul line, and I'm sure they're going to see the same thing in the film, and they will make that adjustment for Game 4.
One other thing, I see a lot of people making a big deal of the fact on Twitter that LeBron James walked off the court before the game was over. Should we make a big deal of that?
It's a big deal for LeBron James. He was disgusted with the way his team played, and you felt that when you watched LeBron James play. You wanted his whole team to have a sense of urgency. And look, is that a big deal? I'm sure people are going to make it a big deal. But, like, I don't need to see sportsmanship right now. Like, it's not like NBA Finals over, you're shaking everybody's hand. You're walking up the court because he's angry at the way they displayed. No urgency, no effort. That's why they lost this game. They need to bring back a higher intensity in Game 4.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.